I didn't want to do this, but good morning to any of my subs, my followers, people that are nice to me, people that give me comments and recommendations, and people who are also living the same kind of lifestyle that I'm here living and trying to enjoy in my older years as a Generation Xer who's able to be here, able to financially support himself um, without trolling, able to know to have boundaries and not support a family of 5 or 6 or have babies at this age, able and smart enough to know that supporting a woman that's old and needs medical and all those other things is not security, that's not love, that's not companionships, that's you being used. Able to identify the difference between owning a house and buying your wife a house. See, you don't own shit, Bataglia. This video is, and I made it live because it's much easier for me to do right now. Bataglia, Frank Bataglia is what you say your name is. I don't know, and I don't care what your name is. Again, I'll give you the same bit of advice I gave the other 2 trolls that tried to beat me down. Meet me up, flip open your paperwork or open it up on your iPad and compare. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm not saying I'm worse. Just saying if you want to put it up or shut up is the answer, right? That's my answer to this. Put up your paper. Let's see what you got and compare it to what I got. Or shut up. That's really it. Shit shack. It's funny that you guys all said that. I never took anybody inside that shit shack, did I? If you really knew what was inside there, then you wouldn't be talking so much smack. I never said I'd live in there. I just said I built it. Right? You guys you got to start using your minds. You're letting me manipulate you. I mean, you're worse than a girl, a young girl. I mean, I'm kind of treating you like a little, what do you call it? Those little things that you play with the strings. I'm just basically twisting your turns and making you say whatever I want you to say. You better start thinking outside the box there, sir. And I'm not talking about that little hut that you live in with your 55-year-old wife and her 55 kids. Can I afford to support a woman? I can support all your women and all of Ace's women. But why would I? It's my money. And in case you didn't know it, it's cheaper to have a live-in woman and buy her house than it is to go and have a different woman a couple nights a week. Much cheaper. So don't compare. You're comparing apples to bananas. You're being an idiot. I'm in a pig pen because I want you to be closer to what I think you're fucking. A pig. That's right, I said it. I never said I was suing my landlord, by the way. Said I would like to. I also realized it's a waste of my time. And then that's when I said, I'll just punch him in his throat when he watch. See, I made it very clear. And you can't report me to something because he doesn't live in this country. So he's not a citizen of this country. So it doesn't matter what I'm saying about him. You guys. I forgot my glasses. See, you got me so worked up I forgot my glasses. Frank Bataglia. Paradise twice. I think when he says paradise twice that he has to do it twice until he remembers it or figures it out. I'm not sure. Hides behind a black screen. Has very few followers, even though he's been doing this for 10 years and he's the king of rant. Apparently he's now at the 10 years realizing the word I've described myself as is his word. Oh, God. But he's doing his recon on me. So eventually he's going to know the truth. Hey, Frankie, send me a coffee. Buy me a coffee. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Just ask. Whatever you want to know, I'll tell you. There's no secrets here, bro. I never killed anybody, so I have nothing to hide from. I mean, and if I'm going to take my teeth out, which I did, I'm not going to give you a gum job. I'd rather suck your girl's big fat nipples. Why do I need to give a knob job when I can give her something she's never gotten? A qualified individual on her body. So you do your recon, bro. And another YouTuber, especially an expat vlogger, that suddenly is using the word truth and ego and honesty. Come on, man. You guys killed the word. I already spun that word. I already spun it. People aren't using me or talking to me because I used the word. They're talking and intermixing with me because it's evident that I'm being very honest and forthright. There's the difference between you and I. You say one thing, do another. Just like Ace. Rico, I mean, regular guy, don't say anything. Now, I will say I like that blogger, that expat, British guy. He seems on the up and up, but sadly, he has less following because of it. Frank Bataglia. A lot of words, but nothing being said. I just said it to Ace. Ace put a video up 10 hours ago. I forget what it was about because his video is never about what he says it's going to be about. He just sits on there using words. He tries to say a sentence and fit a word in to get the algorithm going. You know what I mean? So, it's like me. I'm sitting here talking about expat bloggers in the Philippines, expat bloggers in the province of the Philippines, expat bloggers in the city of Angeles City in the Philippines, Pampanga, Walking Street. They're everywhere. Well, now we're dealing with a troll expat in the Philippines. Frank Bataglia. Cool name if you're a gangster, but you're not. You don't like my attitude towards women? Why? Because I don't like them? Am I not allowed to not want a woman in my life? Am I not allowed to not want just one? I don't have a problem with them. I have a problem with just having one. See, I'm honest about why I came here. You came here because you're hopeless. Hopeless. Helpless and hopeless. Helpless expat in the Philippine province. Hopeless expat in the Philippine province. See, I can spin words too, but that's kind of gay, isn't it? But you're very judgmental with the gum job and do I care? At least I can see me. Let's put your dumb face up here so I know who I'm going to punch in the throat when I see you. Huh? Put your name. Here's the word I use. Too low class. Look, bro, you're either low class or you're not. There's no such thing as too low. You can't be too low. Just like you can't be too high. You're either high or you're low. You're not too high or too low unless we're doing a metric of some kind. You can't metric me as too low. You could say I'm the lowest of low. I'm the lowest class human being. Too low, that kind of puts me in what? Where? I'm too low? I'm too low class? For what? You came to the Philippines, and of all women, you chose what? A woman that's older than you with more children than 5 other girls combined? And you're telling me? And this was not meant to be a live rant, but if people want to chat, let's do it. Let's talk about simping hopeless expats. Caveman, I don't know what you're saying. I wasn't on here. If you're not going to donate, I'm not really going to intermix with anybody today. This was just let me do a video. Yes, I live alone. Is that a problem? Does that bother you so much that you're such a weak person that you must live with somebody? I think you said you were 66. Why do you need to live with somebody? My father lived alone his whole life. Got pussy every day of the week if he wanted it. Good morning, Steve. Sorry, Steve. I wasn't really trying to do a live. This kind of was just me doing a video in response to a Frank Bataglia who seems to be delusional, to say it mildly. And delusional because here's a guy that openly admits he's been doing YouTube for 10 years and has 300 subs. Where's the rest? Oh, and 300 of them, 28 of them are his wife and her family. So talk to us about Lapu Lapu. I only seen that other guy do a video on it before. It looks nice. Frank Bataglia. Oh, yeah. I can't read what he wrote. I kind of came over here because my internet was slow, so I wanted to get near the router. And I'm here with the pig, and I forgot my glasses, and I never put my teeth in. I'm just, good morning. Your rants are the best. Yo, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Send me a coffee. See, I got a mug that needs a filling, buddy. And it's the only way I can get paid on this channel. Too low class. I live alone. I don't know when it became a crime to live alone, but that's like the new thing, right? That men are spending their older times in peace and solitude, not being surrounded by a woman. The fact that you had to come to a country where you can't own property and decided to still buy it, and then you're going to criticize me for renting it. At least I only rented it. I don't have to buy that land, and then that old woman and her kids want you out. You're out, because you will be out there, Frankie. You know it, and I know it, and everybody that watches these channels and watches other idiots like you doing that know it. So enjoy it. Don. I don't know what Don means, but hey, Don, Mr. Cooper, Bradley Cooper from Philadelphia, right? Guys, this is just my rant about this Bataglia bag. I just wanted to talk about what he said. Apparently, it's a crime for me to live alone. Don't let losers like that get to you. Just do you. Mr. Cooper, this is me doing me. Because if I wasn't talking on here about this Bataglia guy, I'd be talking to myself about this guy. So why not let it go up here and let people see it? And that way it bothers him, and he can keep spurting my name and raising my rankings. You know what I'm saying? And that's all these guys do. When they mention my name, they're raising my rankings. Their rankings are already down at the bottom. My rankings are going up. Theirs are staying where they've always been. Proof of point with this. I've been on YouTube for 6 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it's been. Ace subs has actually gone down. They've never gone up, even one. Frank, you're comparing a guy that goes to prison and reads books to a guy that says he'll go to prison and learn how to make shanks. I'm pretty sure based on the way you speak and talk and the things you say, you want to be capable of making a shank. You're better off asking somebody, like, buy one from somebody. Or if you want, I'll come in and sneak this in a book, okay? But or maybe read a book on how to make it. Because it's very hard to make a shank in prison nowadays, especially if you're a little slow up here. And the idea that you're living with a 50-plus-year-old woman with a bunch of children and you think you own a house that you don't means you're probably a little too slow. Hey, Matt, fellow Philly native, enjoying your ranch from Thailand. All right. Makes me feel like being home. What part of Philly there? And I can't see, so don't be mad. I'm going to walk over and get my glasses. What part of Philly? I actually grew up outside of Philly. Tesla or Edison. He's back. Haven't seen him in a while. You did the right thing. Community is behind you. Thanks, buddy. That's right. I tried to watch a video from Ace, and I think he is on the spectrum. You know, my opinion, Mr. Cooper, is we're all on some kind of spectrum. I'm totally aware that I'm on a spectrum, but he's way. Good morning, Maximus. Nice to see you, man. Missed you last night. You're the man. You spelled "you're" wrong again. Original. We go through this every time. I appreciate that. And everybody, if you don't mind, buy me a book. All right, buy me a book. That means buy me a coffee because Matthew drinks coffee. But I put buy me a book because I read a lot of books. Good morning, Louie. Nice to see you on here. Fellow Philly guy, girl dad. You have a girl, I guess, huh? King of Hate Troll of the Year, Frank Bataglia. I don't know what he looks like. Every video I tried to watch of him was just a black screen, and I heard my name over and over and over again. And I guess a lot of these guys think I'm mean or I'm weak or I'm not a man or I don't have the funds because I don't want to live with a woman. I think I explained it over and over again. I think I got burnt out from women. Speaking of wrong spelling, you spelled expat wrong on your title. Dude, I don't even remember making the title. But thank you, Maximus. You spelled it expat. Well, maybe I did that on purpose because he's a spat. It's the new way to spell it now. Yeah, Louie, you got it. Oh, no, the grammar police. Not me, bro. I told you before, I took a IQ test and then I took an SAT test months away from each other. IQ up here, SAT down here. So go figure that out. And clearly they both, I don't know much about either, but they both must measure totally different lines of intelligence. We support you. I appreciate it, bro. Support me on the coffee app. But YouTube is not paying us for spelling check. You got it, Louie. Now you're talking. Now you're learning. Louie, you're growing on me, buddy. I know you're a little younger, but you're growing on me. Yes, it was higher than 960. When everybody says this Gary Newsom, who's Gary Newsom? I don't know him. He's been mentioned several times now about making a comment towards the black community, but I don't know him. Frank Bataglia looks like Marty Feldman. Frank the Frank. All right. Northeast near Pennypack. Oh, Christ. Pennypack Park, really? In Frankfurt. Whoa. You didn't ever work in that park, did you there? I heard about that park. Is that where they give you blowjobs on the benches? I beat down Frank in my videos. Good, original. I didn't know you did videos. Now I'm gonna check you out. This morning I checked out Frank. I checked out the British guy. The British guy's nice, slow speaking, soft, mellow kind of guy. Obviously, totally opposite of what I am and who I am, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I respect the people that are opposite of me. Opposites attract. Who sang that? Cyndi Lauper? Gavin Newsom. Oh, Gavin Newsom. I'm sorry, dude. I'm very sorry about that. I pay attention to zero politics at home, guys. Sorry about that. Only because it has no relevance in my day-to-day life. That concerns me, Maximus. I forget, Maximus. You're Chicago. We had a guy in Pennsylvania, Fetterman. If you heard of him, here's a guy that barely could read. He was on the spectrum. Then he had heart issues, and he crushed it in Pennsylvania. You have to. I'm not saying don't feel bad for some people, but it doesn't mean let them run my life or my show or my taxes and all that shit. No, they don't belong there. Sorry. That's like putting a frail little 90-year-old in a prison system, telling him to be a guard. I'm going to have to go get my glasses. And girl dad is already deleting shit. We hate that here, right? Stank been out here for 9 or 10 years. Why do they call him Stank? Just because it rhymes with Frank, or is he a stinky fucker? What's the deal? Paul Abdul, that's it. God, I used to think she was hot back in the day. Oi, she got too skinny now. She started doing that show, but she was a hot piece. I guess he's still here. He's the one that's been chiming in on about me. He doesn't even know me. Then he puts stuff up about me that doesn't make sense. Like, you guys, you realize I showed you the outside of that building I built, that I call it a cabin, but I never said I lived in it. I just simply said I built it, and I never showed you the inside of it. And I'm not saying nobody lives in it. Somebody does. Fetterman is only Democrat making sense these days. Yeah, it's because he wants to turn into a Republican. He's clearly made that very clear. I don't know how Fetterman started making sense. Maybe it's because somebody injected him with some Republican blood. But as a Democrat, he made no sense. But I'm sure he's on a lot of vitality drugs and stuff like that. Pig. Can we see a pig? Yeah. Stank smoked 4 packs of Winston a day and tries to be a health advisor. I was the guy that was a health advisor, then started smoking 3 packs of smokes a day. So what's the difference? Hi, sir. Enjoying your vlog and have a blessed day, guy. Oh, thanks, buddy. Why are you so lonely, bud? Nobody likes you should never be lonely. Big Birch Frank. What Christmas card? Maximus, why is your Christmas card making the rounds in Discord again? What's this? Can you guys ask me what? Tell me what Discord is. Somehow I have people on here, and I just wanted to come and give a small rant on this Frank Bataglia guy. And I'm also going to say, if anybody's listening, the British guy, he has a pretty good channel. But I'm going to send Frank a toothbrush because he said he can make me a shank out of a toothbrush. So I got a few toothbrushes. I'll send you the good ones from ABC Hotel. What advice do you have to someone trying to quit smoking? Dude, if you're talking to me, somebody on here, I think his name is like Nocturnal Guitarist, suggested a book, but that's not what it worked for me. I was reading another book over here by Dan Millman, and Dan Millman specifically said right in the book, if you're contemplating quitting smoking, don't wait 1 second longer. Put down a fucking cigarette, throw out the rest of the cigarettes, and today's it. Right now is it. This moment is it. And he kind of referred to it as the Nike slogan, just do it. That's it. There is no more. There is no Mondays. There is no more Sundays. There is no after dinner. It's it right now. And then he went on to say how he suggests people should do it, which is sit down with your younger self and discuss the situation that you don't want to ever do this to your younger self. And that's what I did. There was a week where it was the hardest. I think it was the second week. I was utterly ill. But other than that, dude, I just put it down. How much do you smoke anyway? I got to go get my glasses. Gilda has 8 kids from her current husband, Jimmy. Is Gilda Frank's person? I don't know. You guys know a lot more than I do about all this stuff. I'm like the new boy in the block. That's why everybody, I guess, is going towards me because I'm like the new guy in the AA meeting. Everybody wants to be his buddy, right? Discord is a website that people use. And what's it for? This Discord, this social media. Should I join it? Should I be on it? Can you guys wait? I'm going to grab my pen and pad and glasses. Is that okay? I think all these guys were friends with each other. Like I said, it's kind of like watching a bunch of girls in a bar, the bar atmosphere. They like each other, they hate each other, they're buddies, they're not buddies, and they talk shit on each other. It's no different. I don't smoke. I was asking for someone else who smokes a pack. Not for me. I'm asking for a friend. That was how I did it. And believe me, I tried quitting every Monday, every day, every Sunday after dinner, every Monday morning before I woke up. And the best advice I took was that Dan Millman book. And he said, do it like Nike, just do it. And he said, whenever you have an urge to smoke, sit down with yourself and talk to your younger self. And I did that. I don't do it now. I'm past it. Now it's not even cravings. Now it's like subconsciously just thinking I'm smoking. Sometimes I think I'm smoking and I'm not. Matt, how do you feel about David Campbell from Campbell? I don't know David Campbell. Rico Baca. Rico. I like your name, Rico, because I have one main friend here in the Philippines. His name's Rico as well. And I'll write it down and look it up, but I don't know. I wouldn't bother with Discord. I focus on this monetized channel. Expat, I'm not focusing on this channel at all. I just started putting my little dirty stories that are allowed to be on Buy Me a Coffee. If you guys want to go over there, buy me a coffee and find me. And all donations are appreciated, but I'm going to start putting up private 10-minute stories up there. They're real stories, which I can't put up on YouTube, and hopefully have a monthly drawing of people that watch that and donate on there. I mean, I do, I'm not going to bullshit anybody. I do need the extra money, so why shouldn't I get it? We all need extra money. Let's not, anybody that says they don't want money or don't need money, they're lying. Have you had increased eating and weight gain? No weight gain. The eating's, it's not, I want to say increased. It's increased of things I don't usually eat, like snack goodies and shit like that. I never used to do that, and now I do. Dude, no, I don't dream of smoking. At the bar. Damn, Louie. You know, Louie, before coming here, I never drank in a bar. That's not true. I did drink at a bar once in a while because there's one place I would eat my dinner at on Wednesdays. I wouldn't bother with this. Okay. Can I get some thumbs up, guys? 38 people here, no thumbs up. Can I get some thumbs up? It helps me. Come on. I engage. I talk. I'm fun. There you go. There's one. Come on. Pop me some thumbs up and buy me a coffee, please. I'm begging you. Help me help you. Come on. I grew up there in the 60s and 70s when that shit got you hurt. Not that way anymore, though. Anyway, enjoy the coffee. Thanks, girl. Dad. I don't know what that means. You grew up where when that shit got you hurt? What shit got you hurt? Another thumbs up. Thanks, guys. The thumbs up helped me. No, Mark, the thumb up here, buddy. Come on. A thumb up on the channel. And I told you, I appreciate it. I respect all you guys. Respect me, please. That's pretty good. 41. Dude, this was not meant to happen. I just came up here to do a private video like douchebag does. This, keep forgetting his name. Frankie Bataglia, Frankie the Danky. I wanted to do what he did, and he does a black live and then post it. I don't know what the reason for that is. Somebody said he's being deported. I don't know. I don't care. You know how many people told me yesterday I'm going to be deported for the things I say? I'm thinking, I say more bad things about fellow expats than I do any Filipinos. Anything I say about a Filipino is like real life experience. So why would I get deported for speaking the truth? Pooper. I need to go to the pooper right now. Frank was accused of trying to touch a handicapped girl. What do you mean trying to touch? He either touched her or he didn't. I mean, trying is that's not a crime. You either touched her or you didn't. I used to like when I used to watch this. I used to go in this courtroom. This was just for funny because my girlfriend worked at the courthouse when I was a kid. I watched this one guy, and there was a DA that literally tried to punish defendant, because she heard he was going to commit a crime. Dude, there is no going to commit a crime. You either committed it or you didn't. And I'm not a defense lawyer, but I'm smart enough to understand you either committed a crime or you didn't. Hiring somebody to commit a crime, that's different. You committed a crime in hiring them, even if the crime wasn't committed. But thinking of a crime or planning a crime, I don't know if that's necessarily a crime. I'm not saying it's right. You're back at Harley Sports Bar. Damn, dude. Brought my own coffee. I don't know. Are you the same guy that was there last night? Harley's in Subic? There was somebody here last night that was in Harley's. That must be a nice place. I'm going to have to travel and visit you guys. You're the second or third guy that's mentioned Harley's in the last 2 days, if it's the same place. Depends who you believe. The girl is the girls or Frankie. I believe the victim. Take it easy, Kenny and Subic. She's not a victim unless he actually committed the crime. Okay, it was you. There was somebody else that mentioned that place as well. So that's two of you. And now Steve likes to breakfast at Harley's. Come on, buy me some coffees. I'm coming to Harley's. And then let's go get some girls. There was only two boys that I really liked, and I can't remember neither name, but oh my God, the one where the girls made me nuts. But I think I was in Harley's. Listen, I'm going to get up and go get my coffee and glasses and my pen and pad. And do I need my charger? No. I'll be right back. Here, you can see my one pregnant pig. Can you see her? Yeah. Right, Katrina? Come kiss Daddy. Come on. Give Daddy kisses. Yeah. Yeah. You love Daddy? Yeah. Katrina. Katrina's full blood land race. She's a gilt. This is her first pregnancy. I'll be back. Look, pens, pads. I'm ready. I'm back. And viewership went down. Was it me, or did you guys just not like me? Check out expensive expat. He does drama free bids. Okay, Sapper, what are you saying? I'm a drama queen. Mark Young. I like your name, dude. You're not from Pennsylvania. I knew a Mark Young. You think you could beat up Jim? I don't know who I could beat up. 'Cause number one, I don't know who Jim is. But I would never bet against me. I'm a little. Look, I'm not young, and I'm not agile like I once was. I'm certainly not as strong as I once was. But I'm a little loose up here. So, I always say don't fuck with crazy people unless you're trying to better. Jim Murray had bad mouthing. Jim Murray bad mouthing the Philippines again and said he will never return to the Philippines. I think they say that because that sets up their channel for when they leave, and then they can badmouth them without worrying about getting in trouble. I heard Vietnam's awesome. I don't know shit about Cambodia. Lettuce, tomato, and bacon sandwich. We call that a BLT. Um, Sapper, nah. Has sick grandpa contacted you? I think a lot of his, I call them cronies, a lot of his boys, people, unless it's sick grandpa himself, a lot of people contact me. Australian. Mark, I'm going to ask you. I think I asked one other guy this. It might have even been you, so don't get offended. I had a guy here. I met him at Garfield's. If you know Garfield's near on Fields Avenue there. I went in there. I met this Australian. He swears up and down, high and low. And I looked it up. Um, that you guys get drunk and fight kangaroos like pound pound like that, pound pound pound. I just got to ask because it sounds crazy to me and kind of rude to the animal. Steve Lee, blah, blah, blah. Did you lose your teeth in a fight? I lost my teeth from doing steroids. That was the only side effect I ever got. Um, the steroids caused, oddly enough, it caused osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, arthritis, whatever the bone condition is that causes your bones to become like sponges. And I don't want to say brittle; they become like sponge. And first thing it affected was the roots and the bones of where my teeth went in. So no, it wasn't a fight. I never lost a tooth in a fight. I've only lost two fights in my life, and the one was more of a draw than a loss. The other one was a complete loss, disaster. Uh, I love looking back at that story, though. That's the only fight I remember. Is that when I lost, it was unbelievably a great fight. Uh, I didn't lose the fight to steroids expats because I'm still here. I got friends that are 6 feet under from it, and I got other friends that look like they should be 6 feet under from it. Yeah, I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. That both of them are even going to think about fighting. Mad Mike, oh this guy, Expaz is he's floating towards being eliminated. Um, yeah, they're too old. It's too stupid, and again, it's entertainment, right? You know, entertainment in the U.S. Mayweather, boxer in the ring, old boxer versus new younger boxer, only 2 years younger in the U.S. Black boxer versus Filipino boxer, blah blah blah. Boxing match in the Philippines. You see how he does it, Mad Matt. I know what you meant, dude. Take it easy. Yeah, they'll make a ton of money, no doubt about it. Maximus, well, you know that. I just think it's funny. I'm putting the link up, guys. I deserve it, right? Buymeacoffee.com. There's my thing. I know, dude. I'm not eliminating shit. If you're not a troll, I'm not eliminating you. Anyway, sorry for not having a teeth. And again, I was trying to do a black thing just like this Frank Bataglia does. I like seeing what these other guys do. He also said something about being monetized and he doesn't have the money, but then he goes on to say, we own a house. Number one, you are in the Philippines. You are not Filipino and you are not French. So therefore, we don't own a house. Your wife owns a house and you paid for the house, Frankie. Let's, and I don't even know if that's true. I don't know anything about your finances, but I'm going to assume being the foreigner and she's the Filipino with a bunch of kids under her nuts, that you are not French and you do not own the house. So you are wrong. You are mistaken. You are confused. And I, whether I lost money on the rent or not, is much smarter to rent a property and better walk away from it than to buy a property. And when you walk away, you know your wife is going to be fucking somebody new in it. That's my rant. Mayweather's been broke for a long time, dude. That's not according. You ever watched that little I've seen him 2 times. He walks around with an entourage. You would, they all done it. All the boxers have done it at one point or another. But at some point, you got to realize, okay, my bank account is dwindling down to dick. And he kept doing it. I would venture to guess a lot of the guys that work for him probably have more money than he does. There's some guys, this is not a boxer, but do you remember that guy? What was his name? It will come to me later. MC Hammer. There's guys that worked for MC Hammer that actually have more money than he does now. Last time I heard, he worked at some kind of telecom sales office or something. There's a man that gave more money to the guys that worked for him. There was dancers that have more money than him now that worked for him than he made. I don't know how we have anybody on this channel right now, but I don't want to leave it if I have people on it. And I met Pacquiao here. I never met Mayweather. I've seen him, but I've never met him. Don C. New and improved Frank Bataglia is YouTube's biggest liar. You know who's YouTube's biggest liar? YouTube's people that don't blog, the watchers, the viewers, because we're fooling ourselves. We're believing 90% of what these people say, and the 10% that we choose to believe, that's a lie also. Yeah, Steve, I'm not going to say I didn't get suckered. I got suckered, but at least I didn't put a lifelong commitment into a place. I rented for a little bit. Don C. YouTube royalty in the house. Big Birch. I don't know what any of this is. Who's Don C? Louis Matthew, you got the soft skills. Why not get a remote job while getting U.S. dollars? Louis, talk to me, dude. You're again. Number one, you say soft, so I don't know what that means. And then you say skills, I don't know what that means. You got to understand, my job most of my life was just to intimidate people. And I'm not talking physically. Intimidate meaning, on a Friday night when they think their club's going to make a lot of money, they suddenly realize they can't get inside. Or on a Saturday when they go to have a good, big breakfast outing and whatnot, suddenly the food's disappeared out of the freezer. That was me. That was my job. So when you tell me I have the skills and my skills are, other than my life skills, work skills, my work skills were very limited. It was just basically to let people know, pay the piper or the alternative is going to happen. So help me. I'm looking for a job. I'm not going to say I don't want a job. I'm 54, and I can tell you after about 10 months in Angeles of not doing nothing, life became quickly very meaningless and boring. So you tell me what these remote jobs are. I don't even have a resume, dude. Never needed one. Don C. Wow. Other live streams that have this many people stay live for longer. Thanks, Xpaz. Are you trying to tell me to stay on longer? Dude, I'll stay on. I have nothing better to do. I'm trying to get the girl that's in the house to bring me a coffee is all. Frail Frank Bataglia was an extra in the movie Gay Garden. I never heard of the movie Gay Garden. I like the name Big Bird Show. Good name. You know, we've had a couple guys on here with names that are big, and it sounds like a tree afterwards. You're probably not Big Birch. You're probably Big B, right? The guy yesterday was Big Elm, and his real name was Big E. Bacon in the house. What's up, Bacon? Do you just like bacon? Do you make bacon, or do you just like eating bacon? What's the deal? Don C. New land improved. New improved. Got it. New and improved. Good name. I like it. New and improved. Louie, I want to hear more from you. You and I clash a lot, but I respect you because you're a younger generation and kind of a version of myself when I was. Your English communication, it's clear, it's confident, you have it. Well, somebody told me just to do English speaking. In fact, I just joined. I know somebody's going to use this against me, but I don't give a fuck. Lifelong learning is what I'm all about. And I don't need it, but I wanted to have it if I just decided to do it. TEFL. I just joined this online TEFL. It's like a little small course to get a certification. It's clear, it's confident, you have it. I want to say it's confident. It just, you guys think it's confident. I don't know if it's confident, but thank you. Oh, what's wrong, Katrina? Are you okay, Mommy? You'll be okay. Katrina's going to give birth shortly. Tapple, yeah, I just signed up for. It's funny. I have people that are barely English speaking people telling me how to speak English, and I realized, oh, my English sucks. But shit, that was my coffee mug. I heard. I have no coffee, and you guys want me to stay on here. Speaking of coffee, I can't keep begging, but I am dependent on you guys for donations. I really am. May sound stupid, and I am the first person to help other people, so don't treat me like I'm a bad person. Oh, shoulders hurt. But somebody helped. Smokey. Thank you, Smokey. Smokey. I don't know who Smokey is, but shout out to him with the 25. I don't know. It says CA, so I don't know what that is, but Smokey, whoever you are, thank you, sir. Trying to get a coffee over here. And I lost my glasses. Jesus, I'm just doing terrible. My ex-father-in-law always had these glasses that hung from. He had a chain that went on his neck, and then the glasses actually folded in half. And I used to tease him, but now I'm thinking, man, I really would like a pair of those. And now I realize why people go to the drugstores and buy the real cheap ones, because I forget what I paid for these 11,000 pesos, and they're scratched. I bang them up. I drop them everywhere. I leave them everywhere. I put them in my pocket. It's terrible. And yes, I look terrible. I did not plan on doing this. That's me, Matt. Old nickname. What do you mean? Whoa, slow down. Mr. Cooper. What's you? You're responding so late, I don't know what we're talking about, dude. Start private consulting with your viewers as you grow. You could do well. Steve, I'm down with that, but what am I consulting on? Okay. Thanks, Mr. Cooper. I get it now. I never know if people want me to actually say their names or who it was, but thank you very much. Well, appreciate it, and I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. This is like therapeutic for me, what we're doing. I always get 2 pair of the glasses, one for work and one for casual. The work ones always get fucked up. Yeah, dude. Back in the U.S., I never needed glasses, but I always had these, what are they called, cheaters. I'd keep a pair in my toolbox, one in my glove box. I never needed them. Hello, Don C. This Don C must be somebody important, because I think everybody likes him. I'm going to tell you something about what I just seen up. When somebody has to say they donated, that's not a donation. That's now an advertisement. If somebody has to tell you they donated, now if somebody wants to say thank you for the donation, that's okay. But you have to announce your donation. I think that's a terrible, terrible thing. And I apologize for not having my teeth in. But my breath does not stink. I always get fucked up. Yeah. Maximus. Right now, I don't know what these are. I can't remember. I think they were 2.5 or 225. These were actually from the ophthalmologist of the street and ophthalmologist. And first time I ever went to one. I mean, when I left the U.S., I had my eyes checked and they said I was okay. Then 2 years later, I'm wearing these here. My eyes became very weak. And I don't know if that's from food. I eat a lot of protein and nutrition. I have no idea. Bacon sandwich. You guys all have great names, man. You're making me want to change my fucking name. I don't even know what my name is on here. What is my name on here? Yeah, Dante, hook me up with a job. Why don't you have super chats for us to donate? First of all, Bacon, I have coffee. And if you can do super chats, you can do coffee. I appreciate the offer, but don't tell me you can't do it. You can do it. I'm giving you the vote of confidence. You can do it. Just click on a little website, go to Maddie's thing, and donate. I would totally appreciate it. I don't have super chats because the confirmation, first I had to get a 6-digit code from AdSense, which I got. And now I'm waiting for them to set up my account. It's in review, they said. And even that takes a couple weeks, they said. Punani. I don't think that's making me blind. Remember they used to tell us if we jerked off too much, we would go blind? Did anybody else ever used to be told that? I do tech support of the job is 80% talking. Okay, Louie. I don't know if I'd be good with that, dude. I think I would get frustrated because, you have a little thing you have to read from and, it's prompted. Like you ask a question, they answer it, and then you find that, and then you go from there, right? I couldn't do that. I'd be like, yo, dude, just turn the fucking computer on or off or do this or do that. Yeah, I heard that one. Your palms will get hairy. When I super chat you, the world will know it. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to a super chat, but the coffee thing, I like the idea of what I'm doing in the coffee thing. And everybody's asking for stories and private stories, and that's where I'm going to do that. You're going to pay, but why would you want to discourage a teenage boy? Okay, Big Birch, there's proof. In fact, none of these girls are honest. I don't care. It's not just Pharrell Frank. He's not the only one this has happened to. I've met girls that said they don't have kids, and then 2 months later they tell you have kids. I met girls that said they have 3 kids, and then you find out they have 5. Just 3 live with them, another 2 disappeared somewhere. I've had people say they're not married and they're married. I've had people tell me they're not married and they have 2 husbands. Why did I go to pill? I don't have an honest answer from that. I don't have a straight one-way honest answer for that. Initially, it was just to let myself loose because I never did my whole life. That's the honest answer I had to myself. Then it was pussy and drunkenness and party. Then it was, let me do a farm and try to reinvent myself and do what I always wanted to do as a youth. And now I just want to be peace, just quiet, easy. These rants on YouTube, that's not hard for me. That's fun. But dealing with bullshit and text messages all day and girls, what are you doing? Man, where are you? When am I going to see you? No. I could tell you so many lies, so many stories, and I saved all the text messages and the video chats. I mean, I have so many zip files and this and that. I'll never know what I'll do with it. It's just, in fact, I don't know how to get to it, but I have it. And I just think it's funny. The threat of going blind and hairy palms, did it keep any teenagers from doing it? Look, Don, I just had this conversation with a neighbor of mine. Does anybody here remember their first wet dream? I've only had 3 wet dreams in my life. The first one, I still remember it like it was yesterday. I'm not going to share it because it's probably worth some money. But do you remember it? when you dig up someone's past, you only get dirty. Digging up the past, I don't know if you're relating to the relationships, but dig up the past. At least be honest with me about questions. I don't need to know your past, but I do need to know your situation. Big B, that would be funny. Yeah, dude, being single, I never thought it was going to be easy. I never thought I was going to be able to be alone for this long. Um, but I realized you can always find somebody to have a Sunday dinner with. You can always find somebody to go out to dinner with or have drinks with. But you can never ask that bitch that's living in your house that's snoring or making noise or giving you a headache over the dirt that you left in the sink or whatever. You can't just easily get rid of them, especially here in the Philippines. I mean, I've heard so many horror stories about that. In the U.S., you don't mind just throwing them out the front door and bounce, bitch. You're out. Your time is over. Here, they suddenly have rights, and you don't. And don't be fooled that you do just because you pay the rent. What's the big Kev No Bull show? I like the sound of that. I hear blah, 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 blah. The, Don C, the way that you wrote truthfully, I don't like that. Didn't keep anybody from doing it, but the guilt I felt sitting in the optometrist chair being bit. Oh, Joe, that was funny. Oh, tell him to head on over here. Invite him over. I don't know how you do that, but go invite him over. Tell him we can do together. I know he doesn't like to show his face, so this is a perfect place for him. He can hide behind, the typing shit. Big Kev show, good exposure. I don't know what the Big Kev show is. See, now I got to write that down. You guys. Hey, what's it called? Big Kev show? Big Kev show. I have a Filipina here. She's helping me sell everything, and I want to yell over to her that because she make me a coffee. See, you guys ruined. I appreciate all your help, but you kind of ruined it because I wanted to make this thing about him. You guys ever write notes and then totally forget what half of it really means? Paradise twice, Big Taglia, recon. He's doing recon on me. It's easier just to ask me. What do you want to know? I've told you everything I've ever fucking done. I told you about my teeth. I told you I'm pulling my knob. I told you about fucking girls. I told you about being in prison. What is it that you want to know, bro? I told you I've been an abusive bastard and an asshole most of my life. Maybe you guys are taking the word out of context. When I say abuse, I didn't beat on anybody. I'm just an asshole. I told you I can make a grown man cry. I can make a woman piss her pants just by yelling at them. And I'm not bragging about this. It makes me sad. Big Kev show, good exposure. Give me the exposure as long as I don't have to take my pants down. Speaking of pants, can you guys see this? I don't know if you can see this. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Hold on. I don't know if it's even still there. We were moving one of my pegs the other day, and the bitch took me for a ride like a bull, and I guess I got a little partial tear in my hamstring. Oy. Let me see if she's over there. Right. You over there? All right, guys, I'm going to give you an option here because I need some love too. I need to go make a coffee so I can leave this chat sash. I love using that word now. Hard to see a bruise. Sorry, it doesn't matter. It's just a black bruise about the size of the top of this coffee mug. I'm going to leave this session open if I can get those thumbs up to 22. So here we go. Give me 4 more and I'll go leave this open and go get a coffee. If not, I'm closing it down. I know I'm being, what's the word? Demanding. Maximus, you don't need to see my bruise. Maximus, if you paid attention, my legs used to be 34 inches of solid muscle. And now they're so small, all you see is, oh, man, that was fast. Thanks, guys. I'm going to go make a coffee. I'll be right back. And start watching my videos. They're voice videos of sex escapades. That's on my Buy Me a Coffee link. I'm trying to hook it up to a Kick account. I'm learning. Hi, Katrina. You look beautiful today. Yes. You look beautiful. Now we have cookies here, huh? Yes. That's mine too. Just relax, mommy. Take it easy.
Hi guys, Ace Bastard Cool here. Ace because I'm number one. Bastard because I'm free.
and ready to be. And cool, because I am. Oi. Sorry. I talk too much. I talk way too much. Joe Pa, see, you're learning. Katrina is talking to. Katrina's a sweetheart, man. She's a full-blown landrace, and we had her inseminated with 100% large white. So her babies that are coming out in 5 to 7 days are going to be considered what's F1. They're actually at the upper echelon of the price scale, which don't mean shit here in the Philippines. Here in the Philippines, in Angela City, Pampanga, near Walking Street, the price of pork is no different than the price of pork in the province of the Philippines. So whether you're in an LDR or you're a snowbird, the price is the same. Sorry. Not sorry. Oh. Optimus Prime 144. I learned the hard way, buddy boy. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what that means when you guys ask me that. I didn't say I was in prison for killing anybody. I went to prison for telling a judge. That's what I did. I told a judge that. And he sent me to prison. And I want to say prison. It was county. But you guys said, is it hard to get a passport? Why would it be hard to get a passport if I went to get a passport 10 years ago or 15 years ago and I committed a crime 30 years ago, well, why would I not be able to get a passport? There's guys that murder people that get passports when they get out. Ace Basher Theosaurus. So we're watching your pig when you were gone. Yeah, she's. Look, I only had 12 sows here, 12 mamas, and all of them I grew from this big, and I only kept the ones that had personalities. Now, as you weed through it, you end up realizing which ones might not be good moms and which ones are. So that dwindled down, then it would build back up the number. But I like the ones with personalities. What do you mean prison? No, it's just county jail. They are not all lying pieces of trash, but using proper judgment can be difficult. Yeah, I don't remember what word I did, Maximus, but thank you for helping with that. I totally forgot there's a difference, to be honest with you. Um, I don't know what's worse. I thought jail was less worse than prison. I have no idea. I was in a county prison. So county is where I stayed. Anything that can be frozen will cost neither the same here or there. Spelling. County jail is not a prison. Correct. But I stayed at county. All my friends work at that county prison or jail. That county jail. Um, one's actually the warden right now. And county jail is way worse than prison. I don't, Joe. I think you and I are disagreeing on that. I would say the prison that was up the street, which is Greatersford, was considered worse than the prison I stayed in or jail. Did you get a nickname in jail? I got a nickname when I came out. They used to call me only because I can say this because he's passed away now. My best friend, who's actually the warden, his brother, who was older than us, was in jail. Um, Terrible story. The guy went to jail. Look, he was older than us, so in the '90s, you can say that it wasn't a crime what he did, but it's a shame what happened. Uh, he was driving a car and getting a blowjob, and I don't know why I'm telling this story, but it bothers me. He was in a car getting a blowjob, went through a red light, had a car accident, ended up killing the girl. Um, I don't know why or how it happened, but he ended up doing 2 years in jail for that, or prison, whatever you want to call it. But when he got out, I was not the warden's pet, bro, because he wasn't warden when I was in there. He just recently became warden. I haven't been there in 30 years. Um, but his brother, this happened to. So when I got out, I don't know if it was a bad name, a good name. I don't know what it was. I'm assuming he just meant jailbird when he called it, but he called me Bird from that day forward. When I came out, I remember the first thing we did was go get a cheesesteak. We went to his house. His brother just nicknamed me Bird. So I'm assuming it meant jailbird. I don't know. Maybe there was more, maybe there was less. I was always scared of the dude. Um, Shout out to Barry Bummer Jordan, 3,000 plus days in jail because of Braille Frank. What the hell does that mean? I don't know what that means. See, you guys, this is where you guys are supposed to help me. Help me, help me. Yeah, state prison's much different than a county prison. 1 year or less is that's the technical terms, but they have ways around that. You know that, right? They can let you out for a week and then all of a sudden you're back in. Warden's pet. No, not me, bro. My buddy just became warden the last couple of years, and yeah, I can't say nothing about him right now. That would be wrong because I'm sure you guys can put one and one together and figure out who he is. You are confined in a pod with no access to the outdoor except for a walled-in room in prison. You can live, work, move around, attend classes. It's longer but less confining than county jail. Eh, Good argument, Joe Pa. I mean, my argument would be I don't want to be in either. You guys and your names. Now we got a Larry Legend. We have Barry Bummer and Jordan. These are all people I don't know. You gain, yeah. I've seen many people gain weight because of all the shit they put in their food. Did you lose weight in jail? Louis, I wasn't in long enough for anything major to affect me. I was a steroid head back then. Um, Maybe I lost a little muscle, but I wasn't in long enough. The story of my life was, look, I'll sum it up for you. I kept going in front of a judge, and instead of being, look, you can tell by the way I talk now, and this is something I've had my whole life. My father always told me, if you don't want to say something, don't say it. If you have something to say it. In this event, I kept going in front of a judge and being put up on a stand, and I would just say, I'm not answering. And he would say, you have to answer. And I would say, there's my answer. And then I'd get contempt of court and be thrown in jail. 30, 60, 90 days would go by. I'd come back. I'm in front of the same judge, and my answer was the same, and I'd go back to jail. And finally, he looked at me, actually said these words, you have a big pair of balls. I said, no, I don't have a big pair of balls, but we're going to do this dance over and over again. There's got to be an end to it. At what point is there an end? He said, when you answer. And I did that again. Long story short, this whole thing was, I was dismissed as a witness at that point. Larry Legend is Larry Bird. Well, duh. I never liked him, just for the record. And I'm not saying I didn't like his playing career. I did. How did you learn of the Philippines? I learned of the Philippines during a high school project. I learned of the Philippines. I told you my story. If anybody watching my videos, my friend Rick, after my first divorce, tried hooking me up with a girl here. Cell phones were pretty new, so she was like a pen pal. I mean, she would make telephone calls to me, which were terrible because I was getting the calls at 2 or 3 in the morning. But that's how I knew about the Philippines, and I still didn't know what the Philippines were until I came here. LeBron James, I don't know, dude. I can't say. Allen Iverson, Dr. J, I loved, only because he was great when I was younger. Allen was awesome for what he was. I don't like people with a piss poor work ethic, and he had a piss poor work ethic that drove me nuts about him. Allen was great. Could you imagine how good he would have been if he would have had a work ethic? And he's a cheap Charlie. My friend used to cut his hair. Cheap son of a bitch. I tell you who else was cheap. Lenny Dykstra. Lenny would go into a gambling hall. We had around the area little, pocket gambling places, totally illegal, but he was always in them. And he would spend a small fortune in there. But I knew the guy that cut his grass, he'd be late on his payments for a guy that cut his grass. And literally, this is hearsay. My friend used to watch him. Lenny used to always get hurt, always hurt, always hurt. And here's my buddy cutting his grass. There's Lenny in the backyard playing basketball with his friends and playing. He had a bunch of dude. He had a house, dog house that looked like this house here. That's how big it was, and it was strictly upstairs was like a man's room, but downstairs it was for his Rotties. He had a bunch of Rottweilers, and they ate better than we did. Oh, now that being said, he's broke now. Actually, is he dead now? I don't even know. I grew up watching Tracy McGrady. I got 6 months. I did juvenile for being a shithead to a judge. Yeah, judges don't like when we. I don't know how long ago that was, Steve, but back in the 80s and 90s, judges really they took massive offense. Now I think it's freedom of speech. They can't do that to us like they used to. But back then, do you think ABC should get? Dude, you've asked me this before. I don't care what ABC does with his cock. He can put it anywhere but on me. He can cut it off, slam it in a door jam, get that girl pregnant again. He can do whatever he wants. It's his dick. Um, and again, I'm still on the fence of whether that's his kid or not. I think this is all clickbait, to be honest with you. I think the whole thing's a spiel. Kenny and Subic still not close to 3,000 plus games, which is more than 8 years. I don't know. Charles Barkley was one of my favorite. I mean, there's a baller and a player and a life fun dude. I mean, the guy's fun on every level, right? He can sit here and talk with poor guys, rich guys. He can play basketball. He can play golf, and he can do it with rich guys, poor guys, athletes, white guys, black guys. He's just all over there. Doc, I got his jersey in there. Doc was the man. Chocolate Thunder. This coffee's hot, motherfucker. Damn. Uh, and, and I think it was Brian Dawkins, not Daryl Dawkins, but maybe we're talking different sports. Brian Dawkins was number 20 on the Eagles. Yeah, this we're getting a lot less channel jitter here, man, guys. This wasn't intentional, but I'm not going to stay here long unless you guys tell me to. I'll do whatever you guys want because I'm your bitch. For 5,000 pesos, I do whatever you want. $5,000 I do what you want. 5,000 pesos, you give me 6,000, you can have the other hole, 3-holer. I don't know who Daryl Dawkins was. You're making me look it up. Oh, he had a stroke. See, I thought he died. Yeah, dude, he lived one hell of a lifestyle. That whole team did. I met most of them, and a lot of these guys. I didn't meet them because I was friends with them. They used to come into the clubs I worked in. How am I supposed to answer that? Maybe they want to come here and have children. I can't answer that for them. If they want to have children, no. Some of these expats are in their 30s. I've seen lots of guys here in their 30s. Unless they don't want to have kids, it's all up to them. I don't know who Daryl Dawkins was then. Sorry. Joe Pye, you're going to know who I'm talking about. I didn't know who he was. I'm chewing on. I'm eating one of these fucking god awful things, but now I'm addicted to them because I quit smoking. Joe Pye, you know a lot about Pennsylvania, and you're in the right age group. And we just talked about going to jail or prison, whatever you want to call it. When I was 19, I went to jail. My cellmate, I walked in, there was a pair of underwear on the wall this big. And I thought, good God, what the fuck? And this black man got up out of the bunk. He was 6'5", blacker than night, and had hands this big, and the one hand was mangled like this. And I didn't know anything about him. His name was Hank Williams from Norristown, Pennsylvania. Hank Williams, maybe 10 years older than me. And I could tell the way he walked and talked, he was somebody, but I didn't know. I didn't know who he was. Hank Williams was a Norristown product who became a very famous college basketball player, and apparently he got paid off one too many times to lose games. He was getting money from everywhere. He had new Cadillacs, knew this, knew that. Somebody bought his family a house. He was getting paid from every bookie and person that you can think of, and in the meantime, getting addicted to drugs. And I guess he owed somebody or fucked somebody up that he was supposed to fix a game, and he didn't, and they came in and macheted his hand, and his career, that was the end of his career, over. Another raw rant by Matt. Apparently, I have a lot more stories than I realize. Shaq before Shaq. Brian Dawkins was a beast, yes. It wasn't dirty. That's how you played football back then, Steve. That's how it was meant to be played. If you thought he was dirty, do you know what it was like? Do you remember Andre Waters? Do you remember who was the coach of the Chicago Bears? Butkus. Butkus did interviews, and this was before he was a coach. When he would tackle somebody, he'd take your skin and grab it and twist it and try to kick it and bite it. But he was an animal. He was a walk-on. Did anybody else ever know that? I see your hands so cold. Yeah, dude. They're actually good, Louie. I like them. Just found them yesterday. They're soft. I can eat them without my teeth. They're tasty. Oh, damn, bitch. I got to clean you. She just dick you. That's it. Mike dick you. Wait. So who was Butkus? Now I'm getting my shit confused. Yeah, the Steelers were the shit back in the day. I think the Steelers had bad karma ever since Dick Bag played with that little girl, that underage girl. What was that called? Roethlisberger. What a shit stain he is, what he did. And gets away with it. Like, did he have any repercussions for what he did? I don't think so. I'm thinking of Butkus then. Butkus was a beast. And he was a walk-in. Ditka was a coach. The Bears. The Chicago Bears, the 1985 Chicago Bears, the 1985 Chicago Bears Super Bowl champions. The Chicago Bears with Jim McMahon was a quarterback. Rah, rah, rah. William Perry was number 92. The only reason I go to Vietnam, I want to. He has a Wikipedia page. Refrigerator Perry and John McMahon both came to Philadelphia after their good careers in Chicago. And I was friends with Jim McMahon. He lived right around the corner from my house. And he was a maniac. And I remember, what was his name that was the coach? Buddy Ryan. Dude, we had kegs of beer on our sidelines during summer camp. Yeah, she's a talker. If I move to the side, there. Hey, Katrina, where are you? Katrina, come here. She has giant ears. Look, come here, Katrina. Come here. Come over to the gate, mommy. Come on. There she is. You see her? Come here. Come on. Come on, don't hide. She's the last one here. Katrina, come on. I'll feed her by the gate. You guys can see her. I'll get you some food, mommy. Come on, mom. Come on. There you go. Good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. gonna have some big babies for Maddie, huh? You guys, I don't know if you see her. She is the sweetest. They were all sweet. I love them all. I wish I had a video of the one that took me for a bull ride the other day. She tore my hamstring and everything. This one, she's got ears that are so freaking big, and the things you learn about them. You know they're smarter than dogs, right? They're like one. I think they said the fifth smartest animal on earth. They're extremely smart, and they care for each other like chimpanzees. Like it's crazy. But anyway, I have to put my glasses on just to see what you guys are reading. My pig should win a lot of things. Hank Williams was born in 1952, so he was 73 years old. Got to exit rare 9-hour brownout here in the Subic today. Aloha. 9 hours, Christ, I'd go nuts. I forgot the movie they made about the dude. They made a couple. You know, there was the one with the running back, which had Mark Wahlberg in it, and then there was the one with Bradley Cooper in it. Yeah, he played. Yes, that's where he played. 9-hour brownhouse. That would suck, dude. The house has a generator, and I have a very small unit here. Just excuse me, just to run the water pump. Pigs are so smart. Yeah, they're smart, man. Jericho. I think of the wrestler every time I see that name. Invincible. Yeah. Good movie. True story. Yeah, let's just say Mark Wahlberg, not Marky Mark. There you go, Maximus. You said it. You know, I won't get into it. I wasn't going to enjoy Wahlberg's career. I remember Wahlberg's career started out as he was just like kind of stalker kind of dude with this girl. It was early on in his career, and I just remember not liking the vibe I got from his career at that point. And then he just changed it. Not a great actor, enjoyable actor, down to earth. Yeah, he's all Philly, 100%. From Boston, but he loves Philly. In fact, he demands that a lot of his films be done in Philly. That one that really sucked where he's running around in a cornfield the whole time. That was a terrible movie. Dad makes great burgers. Okay, Wahlburger. Have you eaten at Wahlberg's Burger Place? No, I have not. Have you? Maximus? I think Maximus knows more about Philly than he does Chicago. Government, there's nothing wrong with government cheese. You must have grown up rich. I think all my friends had government cheese at one time. Shit. My pop passed away with millions in the bank. And, we lived on government cheese. And he had a closet full of sneakers. Every year we'd ask him, what do you want for Christmas? He said, I'll get me shoes. Shoes or sweatpants or underwear. So we'd all get the same thing, shoes, pants, and underwear. When he passed away, he had a closet full of shoes, pants, underwear that were never used. And that's just how he was. I don't know what the point of my story was. Oh, the point was, here he was. He had all this money when he passed away, and he never made a lot of money. He just didn't spend any money. He truly believed that you should not waste your money. And yeah, we had government cheese. He would make my mom make a chicken or a turkey. That was a week's worth of food. It started out as chicken or turkey, and then it would become soup or chicken sandwiches, turkey sandwiches, you name it. That bone better be made into bean soup or ham soup, whatever meat we're eating. I didn't know Wahlberg had it in Vegas as well. I grew up drinking apple juice from aluminum cans. Louie, that's nothing, bro. We used to drink apple juice and orange juice that was made out of a can that you would mix with water. Yeah, open the can like this. It was frozen. It was, concentrate. We've all been through it, man. I think that's what adds character to a person when you can tell their stories and remember it and be there. Louie, I don't know if you're from here or not, but I'll tell you, the one thing that bothers me the most here is I don't care how many Filipinos I met. Most of them immediately adapt to a lifestyle of westernization when you meet them. And I'm the opposite. I'm trying to adapt to your culture here. It don't work that way. It's like the two of us meet and we're both expecting totally opposite things. I'm trying to, move over to the Filipino culture and lifestyle, and they're immediately attaching themselves to my lifestyle. And if I can find somebody where the two can like that, it would be great. But it's not usually the case. The one that's here right now helping me, I mean, she'll eat chicken and beef. She'll eat everything all day long. Soda, you name it. Matt Jet yet? Billy in the Philippines. Well, what's up, Billy? I like your channel, man. I didn't think I was going to, but I did. Everybody talks shit. See what happens when you listen to other shit. Grilled cheese sandwich from government cheese is the best. Yes, sir, it is. Let's not bullshit each other. Grilled cheese sandwich with government cheese is the best. And anybody that's been in the system of jail, if you take the cheese curls, smash them up, and we call it a chi. You smash it up, and Billy in the Philippines knows about this. You smash it up, and then you put it in a ramen cup of noodle soup and mix the two together. Some people put a Slim Jim in it. Peanut butter. Dude, I miss peanut butter. I can't find any good peanut butter here. I have to go to Kalibo to get American peanut butter. You're not adapting. You're trying to get the hell out of Dodge. I don't know what you mean. No, I'm only getting out of here. I'm not leaving the Philippines. I love the Philippines. I was living with this Filipina, and she could not open the Listerine mouthwash bottle. Yeah. And she probably didn't know what it was. She just saw something free that she should put in her mouth. That's how they are. And again, everybody says I'm rude for saying that, but it's the truth. They just want anything that they see because they think it's worth money. Yeah, Ben was very immature. Ben, I've heard it from so many people. Jericho, I'm not. I don't know if you misinterpreted my situation, but I'm not trying to leave. And Philly in the Philippines, there you go. You never say nothing to me, man. Give me a thumbs up. Say something. I don't know if you dislike me or not. I like your channel, and I don't give a fuck if you like mine. It's not just about the childproof. She probably never used it either. I mean, if she didn't know how to open it, she probably just never used it. Yet she just saw something that she needed to have because she's never had it before. They do it all the time. I had a girl get mad. She came to my place one time. Look at that pig. She's sexy, ain't she? You should see the size of her vulva. She's 10 days away. Her vulva's huge. But I had in my refrigerator, I would cook boneless, skinless chicken and have a big thing of it ready. So when I came home, I could just suck down some. She looked at it like, what's that? And I told her it's boneless, skinless. What's that? I said, it's chicken without any bones or skin. What's that? And I came back one time. She ate the whole freaking Tupperware thing of it. Or I had cherry tomatoes. What's that? I said, it's a tomato. Oh, why is it small? I said, it's a cherry tomato. Ate the whole thing. The one that's here right now, I don't like chocolate. If I put chocolate over there, it's gone. So don't tell me you don't like it. You don't buy it. There's a difference. You can't afford it. Yes, child-proof bottles. Filipino proof. Anybody see my girl see her belly? There's this one's from 7-Eleven. So I actually paid for that. The other ones, yeah, they're free because say you don't pay attention. I have the compost pile. So I take the coffee grounds for free from the cafes, and they always give me. It's not the cafe giving me a free mug. Somebody left the mug there, so they give it to me. That's why I'm taking their trash for free, and they're giving me something for it. I do their. It's weird. You would think other people would want the coffee grounds, even the restaurants. How many times I ask people for their scrap foods? Pigs. I mean, that should be their feeds. I shouldn't be paying 2,000 pesos for a sack of feed. But people do here. And then there's all these restaurants that are throwing out this food. I mean, you have to go through it, and they don't want to give it to you, but some places will. I grow most of my food, but you got me on a whole different rant, and it doesn't matter. And because I'm a coffee guy there, Jericho, I like coffee. Ben Roth loved him young. I think everybody likes him young. It's just young is trouble. No, there's only two things that have been the demise of most famous people, especially ones that don't have any emotional intelligence. It's money and pussy. Let's call it the way. You okay there, girlie? You all right? Um, good answer as opposed to what? Did you want a bad answer, or do you want me to make a fake answer? What's a good answer? What do you think? I went and bought coffee mugs? Oh, Mayan. Mayan! Buy them! I really need some. I do need to get this. You guys are supposed to be helping me with that too. I was hoping to come on here and get help with things. I mean, I am trying to learn things. You mention all these people to do this or do that, but I never get anything. I want to get moving in a positive direction here. Oh shit, I'm beat up. Anyway, the whole point of this thing here was to talk about this Frank Bataglia. There's not much. Everybody's yesterday's channel. Everybody's saying you got to do this, you got to do that. There's nothing to retaliate about. This guy's a bottom feeder. That's what I call him. You guys call him other names. I call him a bottom feeder. You know, Louis, Filipinos side with their Filipino men, but they don't side with us foreigners. They think we're born with $1 million in our pocket, literally, and that's low balling it. They think we're born with an ATM card and a debit card and a credit card with unlimited funds for the rest of our lives. They really, really do. Louis, you and I, we understand each other. Stay away from him in what way? I don't even know the man. I think other people will agree with me too about Frank. Frank seems like a loser. I don't know anything about the guy. There's nothing he can do to me. I've done nothing wrong. I don't leave my farm. If you guys haven't noticed, I haven't done any videos unless it's on a beach. There's no other people in my videos. You won't. There's no little girls or no passerbys. You might hear somebody say hi to me, but I mean, there's a pig, but I own her. She has been bought and paid for, and her bar fine has been paid. Bar fine in the Philippines. I paid a bar fine in Angelo City, Pampanga, Philippines, as an expat, snowbird, having an LDR. She was a what did he call him? Barbie doll who became a baby doll, who's now my experienced doll. Can you develop like a Mad Matt rules to live rule? That's a good idea. Mad Matt rules to live by. Maxim number one, number two, like Rush Limbaugh used to do. Dude, fuck, I forgot about Rush Limbaugh. Is he dead? Man, I got to write this down, dude, because I think you're onto something, but I'm not sure 100% what you mean. I can't believe I have to write shit down. Like Maxim number one. What's Maxim number one? I don't know what that is. I'll look into it. And I don't know. Do you mean chats or do you mean lives? What do you mean? Reels? Yo, Jimba, that was my goal. You know, I wanted to get all my girls' earrings and I wanted to get their nose pierced and I wanted to get lipstick and nail polish done. And do you know when I went to the salon and asked the girl, would you put nail polish on my face? She got mad at me. I was being serious. I was going to sedate them, but Oh, I think anybody can get Ace's spiel down. Christ, it's been beaten down into our brains. I can hear that guy in my sleep sometimes. Yeah, I'm leaving the farm, dude. I'm leaving here. Yeah, I figured he died. I know didn't he have an addiction to pain pills or something at one point? He was awesome to listen to though, wasn't he? Yeah, he was great. You cracked me up, bro. Why is that, Jim? Rules to live by, like Mad Matt's 12 commandments for living. That's awesome, dude. I like the idea. I don't. Is it live by or is it Philippine lifestyle? What are we basing it on? I could do like 12 different videos. Live by in the Philippines, live by in the Philippines in the city, live by in the Philippines in the province. That could go on and on and on. I don't like the number 12 though. But I really like what you that was a great idea. I like it. Oh, my body's sore. I spent so much time getting rid of all these chickens and now they're back. Then as you rant, you can refer back to your rules. You got it, buddy. I'll look into it. I'm evolving. You know that. I'm in the infancy stage of things. I just somehow, it's like I'm a little baby that became a teenager with the viewers and shit. And somehow I have to catch up. You're going to make me do 13 just because it's bad luck. My favorite number 7, 5, 75, 69. But we'll figure it out. I don't want to do 10 because that's what everybody else does. But guess what? They do it because it messes with the algorithm. They know the numbers. Look at it. A lot of people will say my 5 favorite bars or 5 things that make a Filipino wet or 10 things to know. It's always 5 or 10. And for some reason, those numbers work well in the algorithms. Everybody knows it. I don't know why. Do you color? Why do you keep asking me that? No, my hair is not colored, man. Look at it. It's all gray. Shit. Everybody asks me if I color my hair. Fuck. It's even falling out. Jesus. My forehead's getting bigger. When will you relocate to the new place? Have you found a new place? Hey, you're making me nervous, dude. Are you a informant for anybody? I'll leave when I want to leave, when I'm ready. Uh, in the process. That's all I'll say. No, Jericho. That's why I've been asking you. I'm approved now. I'm waiting for I guess they're investigating my channel to make sure it meets all the criteria. But in the meantime, I'm doing this. Buy me a coffee, and I'm going to send it because I think you should buy me one, please. Don't say you can't do it. We all do it. Thanks, Your Honor. But seriously, any money helps. I can honestly, I'm not a poor schlep. I'm just in a rebuilding phase, I can say. I always tell people money is the easiest thing of all the things that you can lose and rebuild. It really is. Your mental stability's first. Once you got that, life's great. How about some thumbs ups, guys, and some coffee? Please help a brother out. Are you upset? What's wrong? Expat. You have to go to buy me a coffee and then find me. My finding me is your username, Fairfield. Look, go to buymecoffee.com, right? We just went through this morning, and only one guy could figure it out. When you go there, you look for me, and me is Fairfield 7Q. All right? Come on. I really do appreciate any help you can give me. You can see how tired I am. Steve Lee, well, look, teach me what you're talking about because I agree with you. And I also think the potential is unlimited because most of the other guys trying to do that are liars. Look, I'm trying my best. Look, I don't want to seem like a scammer. Number one, I'm not asking for anything for something I didn't do. I'm making content, right? And I'm being honest. I'm not bullshitting. Like, and clearly, I'm half succumbed to the idea that I'm probably not going to get AdSense revenue. Let's be real. I mean, I'm on the border of that, and I'm trying to scale it down. If you haven't noticed, so to make money another way without people feeling like I'm taking advantage, like that expat Mike, he does that, consulting, and I just look at him and think, who the fuck would pay this ass gum to consult? But somebody must. You got to operate the easy way. What's that mean, man? Operate the easy way. Link doesn't seem to work. Just click on it. I told you, if you go to buymeacoffee.com, I'm on it right now. And other people have done it today and yesterday and in the past. And Joe Pa, if he's still here, will tell you. Joe Pa is the biggest supporter on that page. If you don't do the link from here, just go on buymeacoffee.com and then find my name, Fairfield 7Q. The only regret I had was not knowing full well what I was doing. And prior to coming here, I did 3 levels of recon on the Philippines and living in the Philippines. One was YouTube, which completely blew me off. It was completely wrong. There was only one guy that was honest about YouTube that I thought before I came here, blogging, and I forget his name, but he was in BGC, young guy. Nobody liked him. I can't remember his name. I would know it if I heard it. I chatted with him quite a few times. And there was another guy, I forget his name. He's half Filipino, half American, who got cancer, skinny little guy. He lives in a condo, I guess. Not condo, a house that he built with his wife. I can't remember his name. They were the only 2 honest bloggers that I interacted with. Shoulders, kind of, but not really. The others were all liars. Geo was the worst. But I also was on Facebook group chats talking to people, and they all seemed, a lot of them were full of themselves about budgeting and whatnot. And the Filipinos, that was, again, I met them to wean them out and figure things out. And some were true and honest, and others were complete liars. Jasper, yes, I like Jasper. Not many people liked him for some reason, but I think Jasper told it the way it was. He told it the way it was. The girls don't like fucking us fat old guys, and he was right. Not to say they won't do it. They'll do it. They'll do anyway. Why was Gio? I just didn't like Gio, man. I got a bad vibe from Gio. Gio wasn't. He was clearly unhonest in a lot of things that he said. There's another fat guy from that area that I met. He was in Angela City, real fat son of a bitch that always talks about his businesses here. I met him at T-Backs, another douchebag. Jasper might have been a tool, and he was arrogant, but he was straight up. Mike, yeah, that's it. Jasper's, the one time I spoke to Jasper 2 or 3 times. Now I think about it. Jasper he was honest and direct. It's just he was thinking he was going to come here and blow it out of the water with the money he was making, and that never happened for him. And after I guess his daddy's money ran out. I hope we're talking about me, Australian, a guy. The way that says it almost looks like you're an Aussie Italian guy. But anyway, thank you if you're talking to me. I don't know if his spiel was a fantasy. I think his goal was a fantasy. I think he should have played it low and stayed it cool. He had great content. The girls liked him. Girls like everybody here. I mean, this is the first time, guys, I have more thumbs up than people in the chat. All your ideas are great, man. I just, like I said, I need to, if I can't start monetizing all of this in some kind of way, and I'm not saying be rich. I don't need to be rich. If I can make $500 a month off of YouTube or somehow in its way, that's great. Thank you, Australian. I appreciate it. Now go buy me a coffee, please, Australian. Show me the love. Show me the love. It's the Philippines here. If you do something to a girl and she's like, you don't love me anymore. Mateo doesn't love me anymore. Never said I loved you to begin with, but now suddenly telling the truth. Australian guy, I tell the truth everywhere. I forgot his channel name. Who are we talking about? Oh, Mike. I don't remember. I just remember he's a real fat son of a bitch. I remember sitting next to him in the NFL playoffs, and he's staring at his computer as there's sexy girls. Everybody's having a good time watching the playoffs, and he's just staring at his computer, and he's telling me how rich he is. And I think I was only in the Philippines for 2 weeks at that point. It was my first time in T-Backs. I immediately did not like the atmosphere at T-Backs. Even the girls were a little snobbish. The girls that work there. Here's a girl that probably makes $10 a day, and she's treating me like I'm a pig. And Jimmy Swaggart. Australian guy. I try to tell the truth, and I try to engage with everybody because I think all of us guys are similar to one another. I don't think regular guy knows what it's like to be a regular guy. And I don't think Ace was ever, look at what Ace even did. Wasn't he just a glorified secretary? He probably never really intermixed with the working cycle of the military. And I don't mean that to be rude. Thank you for your service. But I just don't know what he knows what it's like to actually interact with men on a manly kind of level. He doesn't. I know he doesn't. I've seen him. And I've seen the girls, how they react to him. They just don't like him. Frank is doing a live stream recounting his life to you. It's just one lie after another. Did you notice? I think it was my second or third video was me giving you a little bio of my life. And suddenly everybody's now doing it. Like you've been a vlogger for 5 years and now you're doing something that you should have done from the start. Ace was the first one. Ace made his video right before he told everybody he got this girl pregnant. He made a video about his history. Oh, dude, you've been on here for 4 or 5 years and you're just now giving us your history. You're just now taking us through your life experiences with your first marriage and second marriage and this and that. Come on, man. What do people say? What did my ex-wife's mother say to me? A day late, $1 short. You're a day late and $1 short. Forget about it, dude. That bridge isn't behind you now. It's gone. Don't back it up. Okay, so if you're gonna back it up, bend it over, then back it up. Come on. Ace, he blocked you. He didn't even block me yet. I still put shit on his page. I had a couple people here. The British expat was here yesterday. His page ain't bad. Doesn't have a lot of viewers, but his content's decent and honest. I don't know whatever. I never watched Ricky Dicky, Sick Dicky. I never watched his shit. I don't watch Aces either. I just watch the titles, and sometimes I like to see the ending. Yeah, I mean, and you can see that. I mean, he still lives that lifestyle now, even though he's out of the military. That's his life. He's a nobody. I don't know what nonner means, but he's not relevant. His content's not relevant. What he says isn't relevant. What he does isn't relevant. He's never had a life experience. I mean, think about it. His life experiences are first marriage, having kids, second marriage, marrying somebody else's kids, and now he's having a kid with somebody that who knows who kid it is. I mean, that's the truth. And it's not meant to be rude. That's who he is. I mean, call it what it is. It's like me saying that pig's something special. No, it's a pig. Her life has been in a cage, 10 by 10 cage. her whole life. You know, the last sex she had was a insemination needle going up her twat. That's her life. I'm not going to change it. And you know, I think the problem with people like Ace is his information was something people were looking for when he was at that time, 5-6 years ago when things were happening. People were looking for the information that he was spilling. But now more people have that information, and more people with better content value can give it. I'm not saying me. I am not a good person to sit here and look at and talk to. And I'm certainly not great at public speaking, but I will tell you the way it is. Somehow our viewers are going up. Come on, more smashes of the thumb up. Please, guys, come on. This coffee mug does not fill itself. And it doesn't come out of Katrina's twat. I have to pay for it. Please. I had family in the Air Force, but whatever. Ace, every video, first half is baby doll, snowbird, LDRs. You're on a tourist visa? Are you collecting a military pension? A pension from the U.S. military? He's using all this. It's algorithm. He's getting the bait. That's all bait, the way he talks. It's intentional. You know that, right? He's not stupid. Walking down Bataglia Avenue in Pampanga, Angeles City in the Philippines. One of the best tourist locations in the Philippines. Here's a Korean restaurant. This is all clickbait. You're listening to clickbait. I think a lot of us don't get it. He's not putting it in typing now. Now he's putting in his words. Oh, look at that Chevy Chevelle driving down the street on Bataglia Avenue in Pampanga, Angeles City. Oh my God, I'm going to Landers. Hey guys, Ace Bachelor Cool here. Ace, because I'm an ace, and Bachelor, because I'm a bachelor with a baby. Don't date Barbie dolls or Bambies and any of this shit. Don't date bar girls, but you can have babies with them. Baby bar girls. Good thing you had a boy, huh? Because God knows if that was a girl, she'd be working in a bar in 16 years. I don't know who Mike was. Mike was good until he was banned. That's like any relationship. It was good until it wasn't, right? Snowbird tourist, blah, 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 from secret compound. The secret compound is very public information. Ex-military, yeah, questionable. I'm going to go say he has a military pension. I want to say he's military. Now he's on the rooftop. Yeah, I'm going to be on my rooftop in about 2 weeks. My rooftop, I'll show it to you. I have a rooftop here, but I'm not going up on that. I don't know. If you're talking to me, I don't want Ace to do anything. I like watching Ace. Listen, I did a lot of research this week. That's why I've been on the internet so much, and so much shit I'm looking into. And I'm watching. I just realized since I started, his subs have been exactly the same. So in a time period of 6 weeks, 7 weeks, he's actually lost subs. He hasn't gone up, and his view time is down. People just aren't interested anymore. And why would they be? I mean, if I had to walk down Jolly Bee Avenue one more time, I just said that to get the click word. Seriously, who can do that one more time? You spend 5 minutes walking down a street where he's talking bad about the province, but you see the sorry stories. You see and hear the dogs and the roosters, but he says that only happens in the provinces. Then he walks you up his secret escapade to this shit apartment. It's not a bad apartment, but there's nothing to brag about. It's a fucking apartment in the Philippines. That's all it is. With his jerseys of a losing team, a bunch of alcohol up on the top. It's the same bottle, so they're not drinking it. I mean, he's a loser. Call it what it is. He's a broken loser. And I didn't say broke. Broke in my means no money. He has an income. All right. I don't know if he has any assets, but he has an income. He doesn't have a brain, and he's a loser. I've seen that man beg. for food at Showtime. I've seen him beg for beer at Showtime. I've seen him try to skip out on a bill at Angel Witch. I've seen him play billiards on he was with a group of guys. I guess they were a team, and he didn't have the money to pay. I've seen him at Tequila Reef asking for free food. He actually gets free food at Tequila Reef. And I've seen him at T-Bags. He's a loser. He's a complete loser. And I will say, there's only one thing below him that I've met so far, and that's regular guy. Regular guy is, I think I don't want to get into it. Let's read what's the funniest thing is that Ace has been in the Philippines for years, but still manages to get mugged at least once a year. The best thing Ace does, as I'm looking at myself with the same haircut, is he does that rooster thing. That really is that might be the funniest, best thing he does. Joe Clara, his content is the same as it's been for 5 years. That I think we're mad at him, but we should be mad at ourselves because for some reason we followed this. I call him douche. We followed number douche for 4 years when nothing's changed in 4 years. You know, and that's boring, and it shows our mindset, not his. Why would he change it? His changing now. If you haven't paid attention, his content's changing drastically in the last month. I think it's again dollar late, day late, dollar short. Yes, I knew he got free food at Tequila Reef. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude. I mean, you're a vlogger, you're a content. That's how you're an artist, right? I mean, that's what people say about shit like this. So that's how you get paid. Artists don't go around saying they have a lot of money in the bank. They hope to get little donations. They hope to get free meals here and there. That's reality. That's been since a dawn of time. I mean, it is what it is. We don't make a lot of money. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't make any money here. I can tell you exactly what I've made off that coffee thing. And that's only been in the last 7 exact days. I've had it for 7 days today. So we don't make a lot of money. And I have no AdSense revenue. At least he's getting AdSense revenue. And he's getting free food. I don't think anybody's working for Ace. Ace is smart, but he's lazy. So let's call it what it is. Ace is not dumb. I'm never going to say that. I'm just going to say he's boring and he's lazy. But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, look at his career. He did what he did. He was a secretary. The man's never worked hard for anything. Even that baby he has right now, he probably laid on his back and she somehow sucked that stuff out of him. Broke Brian. Any swine revenue. Maximus, I don't want to talk about that until I leave here. And main reason being I have an ongoing problem with the landlord and I don't want to say shit until I leave. So, I'm making content as I'm here. I'm just not going to upload it until I'm gone. His wife says she was a teacher, but only taught for 4 months and calls herself a teacher. All right, I'm going to write it down. I'm going to tell you my teacher story in a private thing. Look, this Buy Me a Coffee thing has a section where I can tell stories. It's my voice in a screen. And I can charge for them. That's where I can put my sexual content. And you just reminded me of teacher. Sex. Teacher. SM. Drake Hotel. And Angeles. And BJ Bars. What a 48-hour hiatus that was. And if you just want to hear that story, you gotta do it. Thanks, Matt. Gotta go. Things to do. Okay, Australian guy. Thank you. Thank you for the coffee if you got one. Blech. And thank you for the thumbs up if you gave one. 53 people. What the fuck? You guys, every time I think I'm going to leave, you're more people. Anything good or bad? I don't know. Is Fly Me to the Philippines that little guy that always talks about things and they drink wine, him and his wife? It's always straight. If I have the right guy, it's the guy that tells everybody how they can live on a very cheap budget, but then there he is drinking and eating all good foods and shit. I don't know. Everybody seems strange. Don't I seem strange? I'm sitting in here pig behind me. For fuck's sakes. It doesn't get any stranger this. All right, Australian, thanks. Take that raccoon down, bro. Come on, put a pig up. I don't even know how you did that. See, I don't even know how to do that. Can I get some smashes of the thumb? Good one. It takes 2 minutes to fill the coffee cup. I don't know who Steve Lee is. No, I meant send me a coffee, man. You guys really treat me poorly sometimes. I'm putting a lot of content up there. It's got to be worth a coffee. Joe Pa's my best supporter. I don't know if he's still in the house. Philly in the Philippines. About time. Have a nice day, Australia. Philly, are you going to talk to me, bro? Come on, man. Contact me. I'm throwing it out there just like I put the offer out to Ace and Ricky Dickey that we can all meet and show our portfolios. Philly in the Philippines, me and you could blow this shit up. And we're both from Philly. I don't want to fight with you, but at least I think you're from Philly. I had a 610 area. So we can do the 215-610 thing. But what kind of farm you got, Australian guy? And does everybody in Australia have a freaking farm? ABC gambled with the lights off. Now looking at a few million pesos worth of oopsie. Please. He's never going to spend a few million pesos. The best thing about Ace, if he dies tomorrow, there is no more money. In other words, there is no portfolio. There's no savings. There's no money. There's no blanket. He's only worth that $3,000 a month that he said he gets. That's it. He's a Cowboys fan. That could be a problem. In fact, it is a problem. I'm not going to block him because I like him, and he's from Philly. I can't say anything bad about him. Cowboys fan. Fuck me. It's like fucking a girl, and then she tells you she has gonorrhea. Oh, shit. Stevie Lee, whoever, there you are. Stevie Lee, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what the proper etiquette is when somebody does that. So I'm just going to say thank you and leave it at that. If you need more or more is expected, tell me. I don't know. I am new to the whole blogging world. All right. I don't know why he's on my case. A lot of these guys just hate me because I'm sitting here calling them out on their bullshit. And I didn't know who he was until they told me. Roger the Dodger always crushed Jaworski. What do I care? Yeah. You're talking 40 years ago. Now let's talk the last 20 years. Have you guys won a playoff game in the last 20 years? I'm going to say no. Just that's the end of it. And you've had some straight up banging players, man. Your quarterbacks have been top notch for the last, as much as you might not have liked Tony Romo, he was awesome. And so was Dak. You just can't win. And I'm going to tell you, it's not your players, it's your owner. You need that guy out. Somebody needs to do a hit on that old bastard, put him out of his misery. I don't know why his kids haven't dismissed him yet. He's a disgrace to the NFL. That's smart, being worth more alive than dead. Well, see, I don't know, Expaz. I think you just confused my words. I didn't say he was worth more. I said that's all he's worth is his monthly income. He has no savings, is what I said. And, if you have a monthly, look, dude, Expaz, here we are. If I have, I'm not saying I do, I'm saying if I have $1 million in assets, US dollars in assets, but I only get $2,000 a month cash, or I have $500,000 in assets and get $3,000 a month, who's worth more? Come on, guys, stop it. Worth isn't what you might get. It's worth what you got. It's not worth what you might get. If you think your worth is based on what you might have, you're wrong. And I'm not here to give you financial advice. It's not my job and it's not my expertise. It's not my forte. But I can put a $500,000 next to a whole million and realize the whole million is worth more than the half. I don't give a shit what happens the rest of the day. That 1 million is always going to be worth more than a $500,000. Dude, Romo's killing it with what he's doing, though. He's awesome at what he does. Awesome. Farming sheep, canola, wheat, nice. Barley, garlic, nice. I'm eating some Australian oats here. I don't know exactly where they're from. They might not even be from Australia, but they say it is. That's on you, Joe Pa. I'd rather have the assets. I feel much safer knowing I have money in the bank and half the money coming in each month. The money coming in, you can always, you know what I mean? If you can't upscale that somehow, then you're doing something wrong. But, you know, to each their own. And Joe Pie, you'd only rather have that because that's what you have. You have a nice amount of change coming in each month. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their own thing. You know, I set myself up in a different direction. I set myself up to have stuff. Well, how are you drawing down on assets? I'm not drawing down on my assets. My assets are always going to remain my assets. Fuck you, Philly. I already asked him first. You need a bottle of whiskey to watch my show. That's like the girls saying they need to drink before they fuck me. Oh shit, Brian. He just said you blocked him. Okay, so did I just learn something? Is Philly in the Philippines named Brian since he won't introduce himself to me? We can't do a little meet and greet, Brian? Hi. Hi, Matt. My name's Brian. Hi, Brian. My name's Matt. I'm from Philly. Me too. I'm from Philly also. We're about the same age. Oh, yeah. Where do you live? Province. Oh, me too. I live in the province. How long you been? Oh, yeah. A couple years. Me too also. So you're talking, Joe Pop, my income is, you know, I have a nice portfolio. What do you want me to tell you? I'm not saying I'm poor. I'm just telling you I'm cash poor. I set myself up on a dividend stock situation that would get me a certain amount. I'm not on retirement. What do you want me to tell you? I don't collect retirement yet. I don't have a pension. So I did dividend stocks to get me right around a certain amount of money each month. I'm not going to tell which. I did a ladder portfolio with CDs, 3, 6, 9, 12. I didn't go into the 18. And so far, I've been lucky enough not to use them. And then the rest is in other shit. Plus, I have a little real estate, not much. But dividends, you know, to get 1,000 or plus, a little between 1,000 and 1,500, you don't need much money in the bank, dude. And I don't know what you guys consider a lot of money or not a lot of money. You got to remember something, man. I had a major car accident before I came here, and that settled. My father passed away 5 or 6 years before I came here. That settled. Then I went through a divorce where we sold all our shit, everything. We had 3 houses. We had this, we had that. There's a lot of money for a guy that has nothing to do. So, you know, I don't need to explain this to you, but yes, I put it in ladder CDs. So if I don't use the CDs, they just reinvest. And I did that just in case I needed cash. So every 3 months, there's money coming. It's called a ladder CD. I just do the dividends as my income, Joe Pa. I don't have any other monthly income. Um, so yes, that cash is providing me money. I don't use the money from the rental property yet. We're trying to pay down the one property. It wasn't bought in full. Uh, When you say that's the best portfolio, is everything you own in dividend? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just asking. I didn't do that. Football Life 7713. How much did you invest for the dividend investment? The dividend investment. When did I leave the U.S.? 2023, and we set this all up early part of that year. So I would say at the end of 2022 or early 2023, we set up all of this, and 270,000 went into the dividend portfolio. So you can do the math on that depending on whether I'm at the 4, 8 range or anywhere in between. Let's just put it in the middle of 6. We all know these numbers. They're all common, obvious numbers. And they're always going to be 4 or so at the low end and 8 or so at the high end on dividend. And then how often they do. But, I have the same, there's not many dividend stocks out there that everybody has. They're all the same, basically, right? For the most part. The ones that perform. Hey, good to see you live again. All right, Slackster, thank you for being here. SCHD, Maximus, good man. Yes, sir. See, you're set. You have the payments from the military. I just ripped one, man. I currently have more thumbs up than I do people in the room. And I'm begging for coffee. Come on. Did somebody actually bust my balls? Got coffee mugs here. Did you guys take a rule? I can't take you through that part of the room, but do you see where I'm at? I'm in a pig pen. You see some of my shoes? I'm not. You can't make this shit up. It's not like I had this here as a prop. Okay, there's one pair. That's the bottom and top to another pair, and these weren't cheap. Here's another pair I had custom made when I was in Pampanga, and they still fall apart. You act like I'm living the high life here. I am not like the other ones. I am not claiming a 5-star lifestyle. I don't even have my teeth in. I am not claiming a 5-star lifestyle. This is not a prop. This is not fake. Football Life, I don't get 16K a year. I get more than 12, less than 16. How's that for an answer? And I do have a SCHD. Not all of it in there, but some of it. I should have put all of it in something similar to that. There's 2 others that I like a lot. And I have, I think he said 26 different stocks in that portfolio. And if I was to do it again, I'm not good at this. My brother is. But if I was to make the decision, it would probably be in 4 different stocks, and that would be the end of it. One is I didn't even know what this fucking place was until I came here, and I don't know if this was exactly that. But one of the best ones I have, believe it or not, is Hummel Foods. And I don't know if Spam is Hummel, but same thing. It's the canned meats and shit. Yeah, it is. Hormel. One of the best dividend stocks I had. Or one of the better performers anyway. No, it's not peso, Mark. Come on. To earn $1,500 a month in dividend interest income, you'd need $600,000 at 3%. Joe Pa, that's clearly a Google answer you just gave. VOO, I have Maximus, and it was expensive then. I can't imagine what it is now. Yeah, 600K for 1,500. I just told you I'd make less than that. And I'm being honest about it. I'm closer to the $1,000 mark. Just, calling it what it is. And I have under 300K in my dividend stock portfolio. We can all sit down and share stock portfolios and shit, dude. It's just not my thing. I'm not smart at it. I'm not good at it. That's why I let my brother do it. You're right. It is basic algebra, but that's a Google search. I can tell by looking at it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the same answer Google would give me if I punched it in right now. It's not basic math. You didn't do that basic math. Yes, Warren Buffett's the one who told us to get it. Warren Buffett again, here we go back to YouTube. I sat before I visited with my brother to do all this. I sat on YouTube for like weeks and watching Buffett and a few others and learning about this shit because I don't know dick about stocks. Never did. My brother used to bust my nuts for not my whole life saving, doing that. I never did it. I was more like the guy that had money in the walls in the house. Real estate. I'm scared of real estate, man. I have two small things, and I hate real estate. I'm not saying it's not healthy; it's great, but I hate it. I hate it because I have to depend on other people. You know, if I need a roof, I have to call somebody. If I need this, I have to call somebody. Whereas if I'm there, I can just do it. That's crazy, Louie. Warren Buffett still lives in the first house he ever bought. You know, you just want to talk about assets and houses and shit like that. You know, a lot of people, oh, my house isn't us. It's really not. Most financial advisors will tell you a house is not an asset. Now, does it become an asset at that point when you bought a house and owned it for 40 plus years? Yeah, that I would say that's an asset, but that's just my opinion. But that's not the American way anymore, and we all know that. Um, it's very rare that you're gonna ever hear anybody say they did that. Boy, so I'm not sitting here. If you guys are sitting here thinking I'm telling you I'm rich, I'm not. I'm telling you I saved some money for retirement, but I'm also 54. Well, I'm one bad day away from taking everything that's in that portfolio and wiping it out with a heart attack, a stroke, even some kind of bad infection. And we all know that. I mean, there's no free health care over here. I don't have health care back in the U.S. So, I'm sitting like a lame duck. Take care of myself or don't. So, even the money that's back in the U.S., if I end up going back to the U.S., can you imagine 500,000 even? If I had to go buy a whole new wardrobe and buy a car and get a job and get set up, even if you got an apartment somewhere, an apartment's 1,500 or 2,000 a month. So 2,000, 25K is right out the big US dollars just for an apartment. Then you have food and clothing. I have no clothing that I can bring back to the US. Everything I brought here is gone. It's shot. So, you're talking a wardrobe. Then you're talking a car. I mean, nobody's driving a car under 20,000 right now. And that's a cheap used car. There's another. You're at 50,000 right there. That's not counting all your necessities and starting over fees and getting a license again. I don't have a license when I go back to the States. This is all doing all that without having a job. All right, Black Buddha, you're doing good with that. That's a nice number. But SCHD is that's a no-brainer of a stock, man. Everybody knows it. I don't know if 800 is enough to go crazy in Angeles. I can spend that in a bar in 2 hours. But I've simmered down. I'm calm now. I don't go to the bars. I haven't been to the bars. And if I do go to a bar, I'm not having all the girls come to the table. Yes. Why do you think I quit smoking? Why do you think I'm begging you for money on the coffee thing? Of course, it's good. I'm not a dummy. I could see where my life was going. That's why I showed you the videos from November. I seen things going. It was like an airplane getting ready to crash. Somehow I've steered it to stay level, but I'm not in any way going back up yet. Oh shit. Quit smoking. Dude, I can tell you, sitting here in the province, not only did I quit smoking, I haven't had beef or peanut butter or milk or cheese, like real shit, in a very long time. There's a mall in Kaliba that has all that, but I can't even buy it. I told you in one of my first videos, my pigs eat better than me. I wish I could eat the stuff they eat from the garden out here. I would. There's some spinaches out here. I tried eating it, dude. I shit for 5 days just eating a handful of it. They can eat the leaves and off the trees. I can't. The green papayas, again, I tried cooking it the way they said, shits. But I quit smoking. I quit eating all that Western style foods. I don't go to the cafes for coffee. I haven't ordered anything other than a couple books online. I don't go out to eat at all. Um, Shit, the other day I was in a hotel room. I'm not even the one that paid for it. And I told the girl, I'm not paying for a hotel. I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for that. And I won't bring her here because I'm afraid if I try to get rid of her, she won't leave. So she paid for it. That room cost her two. Um, that's my life, man. I'm not even buying clothes. I refuse to do anything until I got my life in complete order. And I'm hoping, look, this was not intentional what I stumbled upon here, but I'm hoping that if I can take this to a meaningful financial, shit, if it can just pay for half my expenses in the Philippines, I'll be happy. That means I can start saving some of my money that I'm already got. I don't need for anything. I just need to get my shit back, meaning my life back. I derailed, and I don't want to say derailed. I'm going to say I was a train going out of control and started tipping sideways, and now I'm just trying to get back on the rails and move forward. And I don't ask for help unless no, I don't drink. Um, I I never drank prior to coming to the Philippines. Just so you know, if I was drunk 2 times in my life prior to the age of 50, that's pushing it. Um, my 50th birthday, I didn't even drink. I went hiking for a weekend. I came to the Philippines and gradually became a I wouldn't say alcoholic. I just got out of control with drinking for 10 months. When I came to the province, I've been here 17 months. If I've had 20 beers in those 17 months, that's pushing it. And I mean it. So no, I don't drink. I don't smoke now. I don't gamble. I don't buy things online unless it's a book. I'm sorry. I ordered them fluffy things to speak when I'm on the beach. Hope they work. 700K doesn't make it nice, which is nice, but a nice home is a nice home. Good for you, Don. Oh, you're talking about what's the name? Yeah, he bought it in the 50s. That's an investment, man. My father was the same way. Those old heads, they knew what they were doing. But now, if you look at the new guys, if you watch a lot of these new financial guys online, they're telling you buying a house is a complete mistake, no matter what. Whether you have kids, whether you don't have kids, whether you can afford it, whether you can't afford it. It's just it's an anchor, they call it. It's a financial anchor, and I would agree with them. This is the first time in my life I've really done the renting thing here, and it's freedom. Yeah, Lou, I'm the same way. Now, drinking, if I'm going to have a beer, it has to be in a public kind of thing. Like if I'm talking to somebody and having a beer, that's fun. If I'm sitting here in this chair by myself, I'm never going to drink a beer. Maximus, as a wild teen, I don't know if I had vices. I didn't drink. I didn't party. I didn't start smoking. I tried marijuana a few times in my 30s. Actually, that's a lie. I tried marijuana in high school, and I remember it was summer football camp. My friends were all stoners, and I remember thinking to myself, we had to run gassers, they were called, and I'm stoned, and I'm thinking, I thought I was running. I wasn't running, and I told myself that day I would never smoke marijuana again, and I never did until I was in my it might have been 40s when I smoked again. So I had no vices like that. You know, high school, it was school, sports, weightlifting. School, sports, weightlifting with food and nutrition in between. That was my vice. That was an expensive hobby. Don't ever think that's not free. Fuck. Joe Weider supplements back in the day. Do you remember that? Do you remember that supplement they called hot stuff? It actually had steroids in it. I don't know if you remember any of what I'm saying. Uh, what was the shit we used to put under our tongue that was supposed to make us wild and crazy? Somebody's gonna say it before I can remember. You would put a drop of it under, like 10 drops under your tongue. It made me absolutely crazy. Louis, my father was an alcoholic, so you might be onto something there. No, expats. There's no debt. I'm not. I don't owe anybody. I'm not worried about anybody coming looking for you. I don't have any. None of that. I'm just. What do you want to call it? It's either you want to call it rebuilding or distress. I'm just in that kind of wadding through some mud, trying to find my way out. Yeah, it's funny, Maximus. We used to call that in high school. Now everybody smokes a shit and it's totally fine, right? Now they use it for ADHD. They use it for cancer and arthritis and ephedrine ECA stacks. The ECA stacks became illegal. I used to love them, but no, that's not the stuff I'm talking about. It was ECA came after this. It was I'm not going to remember the name of it. And somebody's going to. Pro hormones came way after what I'm talking about, man. Pro hormones came way after. And I never took pro hormones because I was taking the legit shit. Giovanni, is that good? Is that good that we just did a 2 hour just a couple hours ago? That's the funny thing. There's no need for pro hormones. They're so dangerous for your body because of how they work. But if you got access to the real shit, you all right, Katrina? There are some guys who cannot get stimulation from alcohol or drugs. They will get it from conversation, physical work, art, music. Louis, that's me. You put me in a group of guys playing cornhole or having a conversation or playing cards, I'm good. Maximus. Dude, I remember when the teachers had their own room. And same with the students. They could go out front and under the trees they were allowed to smoke. Now, that ended when I got to high school, but I remember my sisters. They could do it. And I can't believe I can't remember the shit we used to put under our tongue. Check out the blogger I mentioned, expensive expat. Oh, yeah, I got to write that down. Expensive expat. He finds nice little places for rent in provinces. He lives more like a local like you. Made my mind up on Cambodia. I think he told me about the Cambodia thing. What made you decide that? Do you know how to play Ukra? Ikra? What's that? What is that? And I'm going to keep begging for these. This is 5 hours of chats today. I'm going to keep begging. Buy me a coffee, please. Beg, beg, beg. I have to beg. Slacker, I'm trying to learn what this game is that you're talking about. Ukra. Did Katrina ever play a video game? Katrina is actually named after a Bard girl. I was renting an apartment in Zamboanga City for 100 US dollars. The owner was a Brit elderly lady. I can't make any comments about rent until I'm out of here. I don't want to put myself in any more pickles than I'm already in. I never heard of it, Midwest Ohio. I don't know too many card games other than poker. Kings in a Corner was the only thing I ever really knew. My grandfather taught me it. Pigs can play video games. What are you talking about? Oh, I know what spades is because everybody in jail played spades. Maximus, see, all bids I watch on Cambodia have no roosters and karaoke. I'm sure they have them, but it's always mostly quiet. Dude, I don't care where you go in the Philippines. If you can find quiet, that's great. But I haven't been anywhere where I found it other than when I'm hiking. And it's probably because the snakes are killed it all. Spades is nothing. Okay. I don't know anything about any of those. I only know what spades was because everybody in jail played spades. There's something in here. Look at that, corn seeds. All right, Steve. Have a nice day. Thanks for the Thanks for the coffee, man. Steve is a supporter. Say, and just so you know, I've said it 12 times, but I'll say it again because we have different people in here. If you go onto the Buy Me a Coffee website, you'll notice that I started posting dirty stories. They're real stories, they're dirty stories, they're my stories. And starting Monday, you're going to have to pay for them. So get your preview or sneak preview now and find it in your heart to leave me $5 or more. How can you get to the hospital from here? Well, the hospital is about a half hour from my house. There's a little, look, first of all, right next to my house is a little health center, but they're really only good for taking your blood pressure or wrapping a small wound. In fact, the owner of this land owns that building. Um, so there's that. And that I can walk to in 1 minute. It's right here. But, I have more shit in my pharmacy here, my own personal pharmacy. I have my own shit. The hospital, legit hospital, is about a 40-minute drive. The only thing I always say is if I get bit by a mean enough snake, I don't know if 40 minutes is enough to get there. And I'm sure my body would. That's the only thing I worry about. Stroke, heart attack, I can handle that, I think. I hope. Slackster, are you talking to me about bringing the wife over? Or are you going to bring somebody with her? Or is it just going to be a three grouper? Where I forget where Slackster's at. I thought it was close to me. But 30-minute drive, 40 minutes at the longest to the hospital. Between here and the hospital, there's another place. It's like what we have in the U.S., like an urgent care. It's like another health center. So it's like it's in the middle, and it's kind of between these two kinds of health centers. Oh, shit. If you want to share, dude, my girl would be willing to do that too. We could do full swap. And you might think I'm joking, but I'm totally not. Like the girl right now, she's fully cool with doing that. Oh, look at that. You sound like a Filipino asking me for airfare. Go buy me a coffee, man. But say hi to your wife and thanks for the offer. I can't tell who I'm looking at in the picture with her. It's so small. I have girls text me every day. Matthew, I want to come see you. Matthew. And then it's like, oh, you send me a ticket. No, send yourself a ticket. Fuck off. The fuck? Is there a dog in my yard? Hey, what are you doing here? Cute dog. Get, boy. Something tells me Matt knows how to play Tonk. He needs airfare. Everybody does. What's up, brother? Robert McVeigh. Oh, we got another Irishman in the room. Oi. Matthew's getting tired. I don't even know what time it is. 8:45. I need breakfast soon too. What's up, Robert? Robert, I'm trying to get these people to send me money. Robert, I'm just basing this on your photograph, and it's very small, so don't get mad at me. Do you have a YouTube channel? Because I swear I've seen your face before. And you're in Late Day. Yeah, see, I think I know you, bro. I don't want to click on your thing because it fucks me up. I'm not gonna lie. I get so easily distracted and sidetracked. Now I'm gonna do it. See, go to channel. No, you don't. But you look very familiar. What do you mean I'm good? What do you mean you're good? Good what? Good looking, healthy, good what? Good content, good environment. The only thing I know about Frank Bataglia is the stuff that angry grandpa Ricky said about him. Oh boy, look at the wording here. This is a country bumpkin I'm listening to. Well, then then all you know about Frank Bataglia is hearsay because most of what Ricky says is bullshit. Okay, Russell, let's see if you know what you're saying. Is coffee for closers or losers? Because I am a closer, but I'm not a loser. I mean, I think we're all losers, but I'm not a loser in the sense that because I drink coffee, I'm a loser. See, now, if you're an Italian, you know you don't trust other Italians. You know that, right? Unless you're in some kind of family or organization, you don't trust the rest. And you know that. So don't deny it. Don't act like, oh, Italians are like a strong knit brotherhood because they are not. Christ, you go to any small town, and if there's two Italian churches, you'll know. You got the Albanians over here and the other ones over here. Don't bullshit me. I know, bro. Here goes Maximus with this McVeigh again. Maximus, you're going to beat that poor boy's name to death. Joe Pa, this is where I need you. You are my agent. Get these people to spend some money, man. You're better at it than me. Different spelling of the McVeigh. Yes, it is. Sorry about the wording. I was using voice. What was the wording? What did you say? So you meant to say I'm a loser? Coffee's for losers? I don't like that. Take care. See, here I am begging for money, and Joe Bob just said he'll match whatever they give. Come on, guys. $10 makes me 20. This is like a 401k plan, man. You can't beat this. Joe Pa, tell them how to do it. Come on, man. I've tried my best. I'll do it again, but it doesn't seem to work. And they say the link doesn't work. Buy me a call. .com. There. My name. Bearfield 7Q. Come on. Come on, guys. I need love too. If number 2 can get money, I need it. I forgot Mitch. HTTP. I don't know what any of this means. See, Joe Pa is really good with math. Giving $5 would be like giving 10. No, giving $5 would be giving 10. It's not like, it is. $5 equals 0.16 a day for a month. Couch money. Money stuck in your cup holder. And here's my cup. Chicka, 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 chicka. Is Fairfield the town in Pennsylvania you are from? No, it's not. I was born and raised in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. I won't say exactly where unless I have to. Montgomery, and then moved as my second marriage because my work and move and everything else up into Berks County. 2 douchebags. Okay. If they do, it's not much because now you're making me look. But no, I don't. Not as much as any other sites. It's the best one I found so far. Actually, the best one I found so far is Kick, but I have to take the time to integrate all that. And is today Friday? Yeah, I told myself Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm not doing shit. I'm going to do a lot of learning here. Jericho, everything takes a commission, bro. But every penny or peso helps, right? I had 2 dogs here. Their names were Penny and Peso. King of Prussia, like Philly. I'm very close to King of Prussia. I was born walking distance to King of Prussia. I have friends that live in King of Prussia. And we were known as one of the bigger malls in the country, and they're nothing compared to the Philippine malls. Russell Albo. I don't know who he must be he must be a troll for one of the other guys. This Russell Albo. What breeds? Dude, you're asking what kind of breed the dogs are here? In the U.S., I had two English bulldogs. I'm an English. Look, man, that tattoo's older than all of you. Um, yeah, I'm an English bulldog kind of guy, and that will tell you what military branch I like. It will also tell you what football teams I like. It will tell you a lot about me. Run the numbers, fellas. How often in your lifetime will you have a chance to buy a pig farmer in the Philippines a coffee? This is a once in a lifetime. Damn, Joe. I don't know if you're trying to get a job, but if I ever start making money and this flies, you're going to be my number two. Not Deuce, just number two. And you'll still be more famous than Douche. I'm not from Norristown, although I shared their zip code when I was a kid. See, I'm giving you all the information. Now you just have to put it together yourself. I lived next to Norristown. Matt reminds me of Dave Moss in Glengarry. I don't know that, but again, I don't like this Russell. I think he's trying to hurt me. I don't know how to do it. I'm going to go there. You guys tell me. I'm going there now. See, I totally just fucked it up. See, now that comes up with my story. So I don't know if it's going to work. Try it. I just did it. Can you get a good expression? Yes. I think you may have to copy and paste the link to buy me a coffee in this room. Dude, Billy and Philippines, thank you for your help there. This is why I told you somebody needs to help me. If somebody helps me, I can help them. I think this would be a marriage built in heaven if I can find somebody that has the tech savvy help and knows how to edit and do this and do that. I'm just a little easy, Billy. I had to replace my dryer and refrigerator. You didn't have to. By the way, I don't know why. What's that guy's name? Frank Bataglia put something up there about me buying new appliances. I don't know if he's on crack. I never said I bought new appliances. I bought a used refrigerator. Yeah, I get confused when people say certain things. Yeah, Joe Pod. Nobody is helping. Yeah. Now I understand why number two brags about being who he is because there's no love, man. Nobody gives love. Anyway, how much do you need? Dude, I need as much as you can give. But no, $5 or $10 is always the best. He's jealous of your fridge. Who's jealous of my fridge? Hey, that refrigerator works just fine. Joe Pa, I know you have the money for it. You don't have to budget money like that. See that? I always say to people before I came here, like if you have to plan a budget, that means you have a limit. There shouldn't be a limit when you're here. Here in the Philippines, there's nothing that costs more than what you're used to. If I was in The Godfather, you realize I would have been like 2 years old, right? But thank you. How much do I do, Robert? You just leave anything you want. You can leave me $2, and I'm still going to say thank you as much as I would say for the guy that gave me 20. I'm that kind of guy, and I don't care if somebody's jealous of my refrigerator. Not sure that the dogs here are even breed. No, it's not a breed. There's definitely not a breed. I did meet a Korean guy here that owns a restaurant, and he had bulldogs, and I was amazed, and I felt bad for him at the same time because this is not the perfect climate for a bulldog. Yeah, Joe Pa, you told me that before. So do me a favor, have your two girls send me a couple bucks each. You're not meeting women, man. I mean, risky cat, whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure you're probably a Filipina, for all I know. I'm gonna look now, right? I mean, this is my new thing. I'm learning how to navigate. That was my go-to channel. I'm learning to navigate. So before I answer, I want to see what I'm looking at. I'm looking